exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
Well, Sunday, baby. It's Sunday, and it's time for another Blue Dot family meeting. Boy, howdy shit. I'm glad I'm not sitting here by myself. Anyway, let me get that done. And JT Libs was the first one to jump in, followed by C7557. Well, welcome to the family, baby. Cobra Jet Cat is here. Bunny Griffin, Kelly 1313, and Jeanette Miller. Bart Larson. Jamie B is here. Randy Peterson. Woo pig. Yes, it was. It's where I was on Saturday. I went to visit one of our Blue Dots, Randy Peterson. Had a great time over there. Appreciate it very much. Roger Hamilwright is here. Carol Lowe. Let me see. Kelly Harris. Nancy Stevens. John Simon. Thank you very much. I see new names in here. Annette Serrano. That's not new. From New York City, baby. Bruce Preston's here. Christina Sanchez. Dwayne's Music. I assume Dwayne is with it. Anyway, Scott Bryant is here. Let me get on down here. Silly Bebo is with us. Victoria LP82. And Susan Foraseppi, Jamie B, Alton Giuseppe, and Mark, our Blue Dot greeter. Always pleasure. Always thankful to see you. And anyway, it is Sunday, baby. And before we get started, I need a programming note. I'm going to have to call it an early evening tonight. I'll probably end the show somewhere around 7 my time, about an hour from now. I have to make a run into town, and it's unavoidable. Anyway, boy, howdy shit. What a Saturday. What a Saturday it was, baby. There was people in the street all over the place, and it makes you feel good. It makes you the anticipation of what we see coming. And it's going to do nothing but grow, baby. It is going to get louder. The tariff situation, as bad as it is, hasn't even hit our pocketbook yet. Expect that this week. And I'm looking over here at a headline right when I turned on the damn internet there, and it says Dow futures tumble more than 1,500 points. And the Dow ain't even opened yet. And, and it's already looking bad. Now, I don't have anything in the market, but I know a lot of people have 401ks, and it's just hitting them bad. And shit, yeah, it's not looking good, baby. And I think the pain is going to be significant for a lot of people in this country. Hello, Miss Chick. Hello, Miss Chick. I'm not getting a single sound, and you're not lighting up. Oh, Lord. That's not good. Let me, I'm going to send you back down and bring you back up and see if that does it. Let's see here. Having some technical difficulties. I hope it's not too much, Miss Chick. Still nothing. Let's see if it is an individual thing or if it's more than that. Dave, you there? Dave, can you hear me? Nope, not a thing. Not a thing. Well, evidently, Let me see. And somebody in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. Looking for somebody in the chat to say, "Yep, John, we hear you." Talking to yourself there. Not getting an answer. Oh Lordy, evidently my sound system has gone south. Dave, I am not hearing a single thing. Let me play something with sound effect. I get that sound. So I've got sound. I am not getting anything through the system. Mischik. Not a thing, baby. Not a thing. I see you lighting up, though. And, yeah, we've got a serious problem here then. And I'm not, okay, people out, we can't hear on Discord. Okay. But on the, oh, man. All right. Well, this is live, so what we're going to do, I'm going to shut down Discord. If y'all can hear me, I'm going to shut down Discord, restart Discord, and see if that has, because I have sound, and we'll try to fix that shit. In the meantime, I'll try to keep my damn mouth running. It was a spectacular, any kind of, there you go, weekend. As you've seen, if you watch the news at all, every major city in the United States had protest at it. And Miss Chick, please say you can hear me.
I can hear you for now. I could hear you
hear
before
you.
words, and then you would go away.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was weird. I'd hear about one sentence, and then you would just not be there.
Well, boy, howdy shit.
I know.
Well, I fixed it.
Okay.
I restarted it. Threatened
really
it with a hammer.
Okay.
Oh, man. Anyway, so how was your weekend?
It was a weekend. I didn't get to go protest. I wanted to, but it didn't. Other shit happened, and I just didn't get to do that.
Oh,
But there was approximately 50 protests in Michigan, I do believe.
Oh, there was
And
protests all over.
Yeah, the one in Lansing, which is our capital, was rather large, and I only heard one instance of something not so good happening at one of the protests. And oddly enough, it was at a smaller protest in a rural area.
Huh.
The county itself only has about just under 30,000 residents in the county, and the town that they were in has I think around 10,000 population of about 10,000. But someone, well, two someones, I guess there was two disruptions by counter protesters. The first one was in the first 15 or so minutes. They took care of that. They asked the sheriff to remove the person because they were belligerent and didn't have a permit to counter protest.
And should have done the paperwork.
The other one, though, was a little scarier. It was towards the end, and someone tried to drive an e-bike. Now, you know what an e-bike is? It's like an electric bike.
Yes. Yeah.
They drove it.
Me and Tyler rode them around D.C. when we were up there.
Right. Someone on an e-bike drove it directly onto the sidewalk into some people, or towards some people who jumped off the sidewalk. And then he turned around and came back and tried to do it again.
Well, he's just being an asshole.
just being an asshole, just in a small town. Like, come on, people.
Well,
But
you'd think everybody in the small town would know who it was. I'm just saying,
hmm
in a small town, everybody knows who everybody is.
they probably figured it out. The e-bike might have
Mm-mm.
given them away. I don't know.
Oh boy, that is shit. Well, let's
They'll,
see if we get Dave back up here. See if we can hear him. Dave,
Yeah, can you hear me
Da-
now?
Dave's not here, man.
Hello?
Dave's not here, man.
You dirty mongrel, don't play this game.
Hey, how you doing,
Yeah,
Dave? How are we looking over there,
all right,
buddy?
mate.
How are we looking?
Pretty sick.
Pretty sick.
I yeah, I just couldn't get over a news report that was played here. I posted it on the chat room there in one of our news stations, which is, I'm not going to say left or right, it's probably centre right, but it's reporting that there was a guy on there called Tim Schafer from North Carolina,
Right.
and he's saying, look, Mr. Trump is trying to get industry back into
Commercial.
America with these tariffs because, these tariffs will make industry big again in America and all that, because at the moment, if we go to war with China, which is, we're in a war with China, but, it's sort of scaring the people. If we go to war with China, we wouldn't last very long because our industry is not capable of backing up our military. Like, he's talking what happened in World War II, how your industry was making like 1,000 planes a week and
Right.
all those
Kicked it in the
fantastic numbers that,
Yeah.
But today's war is different. You don't rely on 10,000 tanks
Nope.
and 5,000 ships. You rely on
Nope.
computers,
That's
technology,
exactly what
drones.
you rely on, a computer.
Right. So they're using this as a bullshit to confuse the people that we need big factories
now,
to make
Dave,
big tanks.
This is all about bringing manufacturing back to the United States, bringing all them factories that make everything we use back to the United States so we don't have to import everything, That'll
Well,
only
they're
take,
going to
what,
run, aren't they, John?
10, 20
They're
years.
going to run from America because what they're going to do is they're going to say, hang on, everything we're importing to make these goods, because no country can manufacture, unless you're making pots and pans and saucers, no country can make anything of any substantial value that's going to return any substantial employment or profits out of pots and pans, etc. You need to import things in the industry of computers, of manufacture, of hydraulics,
It's a global
everything like that.
economy nowadays, Dave, and there's nothing's going to change
And we're
that.
heading, he's going to put us in a
and-
global recession. He's going to
He's
put the
trying
world
his
in a
best
global
to.
recession.
He is trying his best to. Do you think he gives a shit? No, because he's going to be making money. He's going to make money regardless, baby. He
And in
doesn't
the
give a
meantime,
shit what's going to
Mr.
happen to you,
Mr.
to the people of this country, how much they're going to have to suffer through this shit.
Garcia is sitting in a fucking jail in El Salvador. He was sent over there. He was an American citizen. He was snapped up incorrectly. A judge says,
Oh,
bring him
Dave,
back.
we
and
got a
I'm like,
list of shit that he's done.
We
Yes, we're
can't
all-
do that because it's El Salvador.
The hell he can.
We're not
He's
in
done it.
control of El Salvador.
That's the problem we have. He's doing shit that we keep saying he can't do it. He keeps saying, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway. That's the situation we're in now. Is he doesn't give a shit what the courts say.
He's telling or his people are telling the courts, we can't get him back because it's El Salvador. We're not in control of them. That's
Let's
bullshit.
cut all fucking aid off to El Salvador. Aren't we paying for those down there? We're paying for those for that transfer of prisoners. Want our money back, baby. Deal wasn't done.
And on the other freaking hand, you've got Netanyahu in the White House talking to
he'll be
Donald
there tomorrow.
about war plans for Iran. Why are you fucking planning to attack Iran? Why? He wants a war.
Jump in anytime you want,
war.
Uncle Fatty. How you doing, brother?
Sorry, mate.
No, you good, man. Get it off your chest, because you know what? This is some bullshit that's going on. I'll tell you what.
It is. It
Really?
is. It's some serious bullshit, though. And it's going to impact the world.
It already
and
is.
this ain't going to be pretty. This ain't going to be pretty. The word depression as fuck what
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, at least he won his golf tournament, this weekend.
Oh,
I'm
of
really
course he
glad
did. Yeah.
take home that
His
big
Saudi
trophy.
Arabian golf buddies. That he
That's
spent the
bullshit.
whole, that's how come I titled my rant on Friday, Nero fiddled while Rome burns. Donnie went and played golf. Again, because he did. And if you've seen the video of him and his golf, Jesus, did you see how many golf carts are? It's got to be like 50 of them, all going in a row. Shit.
Yeah,
Looked like a
400,000
comedy.
per round.
God forbid anybody walks anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Oh, no, I ain't walking. Shit, no.
Well, the exercise would do him good, wouldn't it? He couldn't handle the extra walking, I don't think.
I don't
No,
think
he
so
can
either.
handle back and forth to the cart.
But he won.
How
many people believe he won?
Did he?
Huh?
Well, he got a trophy.
Well, of course he got a trophy. It's his golf course. It's his. Period. He wins.
Yeah,
winning.
the famous round where he goes out by himself, before anybody else goes out. He goes out and plays the solo round by himself, and just so happens that plays the best round of his life.
It comes in with the lowest score ever. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Just a simple search away, right? You search the word dictator and you search the word fascist, and all 14 points that come up align completely with Donald Trump.
Hey, let me catch up real
he's
quick.
the most hated man in the world.
Let me catch up real quick. James Tripp came in with a $5 donation and said the SOB wouldn't go see forced servicemen homecoming. Nope, he was playing golf when the bodies of servicemen were delivered. Yeah. You tell me again about his great patriotism. Anyway, Pauline Hall, darling, be careful, came in with a $20 donation and said, great protests. No one shit on the floor or walls or desks or anything like that. Wasn't even shit nowhere.
I was relatively surprised, that we got a lot of Republicans up here, and I'll bet you half the folks that were here in Coeur d'Alene yesterday were avid Republicans, and were pissed. And we had 17 big cities, and
You're going to see that. You're going to start seeing that.
Rare, man. And people were giving testimonials, people were giving live accounts of what they've already been impacted on. And especially with women's rights issues, we've got a real big problem, as you guys know, with the Roe being overturned and all that shit. And these guys snuck a bunch of shit in on Friday night as well, of a bunch of school voucher stuff again, and mysterious votes that happen without any Democrats in the room again. Not that there's 4 out of 20 of them, but
yeah.
It's the tactics, man. It's not about much anything else, but it's just about watching the tactics and that Boy Scout model, buddy. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Straight up. Shit's coming.
I did find it very funny. I had to have a laugh when I seen Trump signing an executive order a couple of days ago, and his words were his words. I quote, "I don't know who in the hell done these terrible deals with Canada." Now, these deals were done in 2018. He done the fucking deals.
He did them. Yeah, it's lost on him, Dave. Not a bit. Everything right over his head. Whatever comes to him in the moment, that's what he says.
I don't know. I think it's part of the tactics, though, man. It's the whole hypno programming of telling people over and over and over again subliminally, and using those adjectives of the great and strong, powerful message.
Not only him, everybody, every one of his staff or his everybody gets up there, and the first thing they start saying is using all sorts of adjectives to describe how great Donald Trump is.
You can't answer one question correctly.
Well, Pam Bondi said that Trump's tariffs were going to bring down interest rates. Why? Well, if he crashes the economy, interest rates will fall and everyone will be happy. I don't think so. If he crashes the economy, people are going to lose their freaking homes, lose their jobs, and
that's
anyone's going to be happy, the
Dave.
rich people.
That's already happened across the country with as many people as this administration has already fired from government agencies and those that support it. So yeah,
Donnie don't care about anything but the bottom line, and if that number turns red, that's all he's caring about. If these bigwigs come back to him like they've started to on Friday, and shit hits like it's supposed to, here tomorrow, he's going to have a lot of his rich friends crawling up his ass, going, "Hey, man, we're losing money here."
yeah, I
That's
worry
it.
about
Yeah,
that. It depends on just
depends
how
on what
rich.
part of the stock market. Depends on
Well,
what part of the stock market they deal in, because if they're into buying shares and selling shares, they're going to be loving it, because they would have sold off their
That's
dangerous shares by now, and they'll be buying the cheap shares when Don crashes the market. And when the market
that's what
picks
I
up
was
again,
saying. There's money to be made in the down market if you have money to play it. If you have money to play that game. Most of us don't. I would suggest all of us watching don't have that kind of money to play the stock market like that. But
good
if
thing
you're
that Jared and
wealthy,
Juan jumped
oh
all their
yeah.
truth social-
What's that?
Good thing everybody jumped off their Truth Social stock just right in time for the announcement.
Yeah, yeah. Boy, howdy shit.
well, what it's doing, it's pushing people like Canada now stepped up and said, well, look, we're happy to be the leaders of the free world. And amongst other countries are saying, we're happy to lead the free world. He's sort of making America, tell me a country that has a dictator as a leader that is respected within the world and has a great economy for the people. I can't name one.
Crickets.
A country with a
Crickets.
dictator that looks after
Yeah.
the people. Nothing.
Right.
Country of dictator has
So-
they're only interested in one thing, their bottom line and their protection. That's it.
So
Hey,
you
and
really are being run by a fascist government, because in actual fact the world is being run by a one government world, and the government is fascist. The government is rich people. The government is the ultra wealthy
It's an
who are
oligarch
controlling
society.
policies.
That's what Donnie wants.
Yeah.
He wants the wealthy, and it's obvious in his picks for everything that he's selected for. It's not if you're qualified for the job, it's if you're loyal. And that brings up what Laura Loomer went to the White House, and all of a sudden a bunch of people get fired from the National Security Agency. Really? Yeah. Because they're not loyal? And that's what kills me, because they're talking about not loyal to the Constitution. Not
To
loyal
who?
to loyal to him.
Yeah.
And that's where the danger lies, because he's building a whole government that is loyal to him.
Well,
Not to you.
Texas Paul put it really good, and I hadn't thought about it this way for a couple of years, but it truly is democracy that keeps us from having to kill each other every election.
Yeah. And let's
That's what
hope that holds.
This society, this contract, this civil contract, that's what this is all about. And like I said before, man, they're trying to manifest
the very
prophecy.
fabric of that is being tested, and it's being tested by the court. He's doing shit. The court says, no, you can't do that. And he's saying, kiss my ass. Well, we already did it, and it's tough luck.
And
What?
this is just the softening up. It's the quieter we are when shit like this happens, right? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. The quieter we are when these people get deported, when they get snatched off the streets, when we don't rise up every single day, is when they say, okay, we can do more and we can go harder.
And that's what we
This is
need
the
to do.
normalization right now. This is the normalization of all this bullshit right now. And we can't put up for it.
Trump makes it and bakes it. The media sell it, and we eat it up. It's just how it's been running.
I mean,
It's just
Well, we need to stick our finger
the
down
media.
there.
The media has failed
Get rid of that
Americans,
shit.
and it's failing the world, because it is become a world concern. I mean, in the first, last time when he was
You're
president,
right, Black Hole.
he caused issues throughout the world. He had issues with every other leader in the world. This time he's come back with more aggression, with revenge in his mind, and all he's done is put the world in danger of a recession. The whole world, not just America. And if that happens, we suffer like you will suffer. We will lose jobs. We will lose income. It's a nasty thing. It's a nasty thing. And he's a danger to the world, not just America, guys. It's not just your problem anymore.
No, this is going to affect the whole globe, including penguins on an island. Hello, Juanita. It's going to disrupt their whole economy down there. Hello, Juanita. How you doing?
Hey, John.
How
I'm
are you doing?
kind of
Hello,
in.
Juanita.
Hey, I'm kind of in recovery from yesterday. I did go to the Montgomery protest.
Outstanding.
Um, Unfortunately, a combination of being an old lady and not really getting my phone. The sun was just unbelievable out there yesterday. We baked sitting on the steps of the Capitol,
Bless your heart,
but
baby.
I wasn't able to get my camera up to take pictures. Now my husband went with me. Yay!
Outstanding. Family
But
affair.
so he managed to get a little bit on his phone, but we're going to go through it, and then I'll try to send you at least a pic or two or a short clip. But I really don't know how many people were there. I'm estimating. I'm not good at that, but there was at least a couple hundred there,
Oh,
and
they
it was
say that
pointed out. Pardon?
the news, has shown cities all across the country, just thousands
Right,
of people in the street.
right. Well, they blocked off the street that runs the whole block, runs right in front of the Capitol, and then down a block so that no one could be driving those streets there.
Right.
So we didn't. What amazed me was there were in Montgomery, Alabama, there were no hecklers. We had
Wow.
no hecklers that I saw,
Well, that's
and I
good.
was, yeah, I know it is. I was down front. I had to note the irony that at the top of those steps that we were sitting on, well, one of the speakers pointed it out, is of course a statue of Jefferson Davis,
Right.
and that we were sitting in front of Jefferson Davis trying to
President of the
make
Confederate.
a point. Yeah, there were there were quite a few speakers. But I'm going to tell you something. You had said on the last show that you had went away from the protest you went to feeling, proud and good
Pumped up,
and
yes.
about. I felt wonderful
Didn't,
on the way
didn't
home.
it, ain't
I
it gonna,
was so.
it's
Yeah.
like,
I'm
hell
sorry.
yeah. Hell yeah. That was
Hell
me.
yeah.
That was me out there. Yeah,
Yep.
it does. It makes you feel good. Makes you feel that you're participating.
Exactly.
And I think it's gonna grow. This is gonna get a lot bigger
Oh yeah.
than what it
But
is now.
I was so happy I went. I actually think there was kind of the speakers. There were an overrepresentation to me of speakers on one issue and not enough on a variety of issues.
Sure.
There was one woman there. I wish I could remember her name. That was had been a military, I think Army, because she had an Army T-shirt on.
Right.
Um, Officer of some kind, but she was really good. But my area down here is south of Montgomery. It's southeast of Montgomery, and they
Pretty
don't
red
even have a.
territory.
Oh my God! Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But it's kind of got me. I told my husband that I was going to start making some inquiries and be a little more proactive and try to see how many, Democrats hiding out here in the barns and stuff
Y-
are afraid to come out and
Yes,
try to get something going.
and it is in rural areas. It is, in today's environment, it's if you're a Democrat, you probably try to keep that low key, and that's a shame. And because that's what this nation is built upon is our political voice. We elect the people that represent us, and we can't be bullied
Right.
or buffaloed just because I'm not
Can't
one
be
to be
isolated.
speaking there, because but I open my mouth on the internet, and I put my name out there, and people know me, and yeah, I've had a lot of great things happen out of that, but I've had a lot of bullshit in my life too. But
Well, I'm with you on that. I know.
yeah, so it's
nice
kind of tough, but
to be
it,
a part of something bigger, and to be a part
in,
of something, not
indeed,
to feel like you're all alone. That's the main part. Is it's so easy with this divide and conquer shit to just fall into that, feeling
Right.
alone, feeling
and
like you're the only
that's
blue.
exactly what he is his plan, to divide and conquer. It's that simple. Get one half of this country to hate the other half. Hell, that's half the job. You got
Yeah,
half
And
the
I,
it's
fun.
nobody's going to show him any of that footage from yesterday. He won't even know about it. I'll bet you on Tuesday he'll make some remark from the airplane about, oh, what protests? I didn't see any of that.
Yeah. There was a few
I
people,
don't know
maybe.
anything about that.
I never saw it, so it didn't happen. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, it's the old united we stand, divided we fall.
Indeed.
It's still
Well,
And
the only ones paying for all this is the American people. They're paying through their pocket. They're paying through their 401s. They're paying through when they go to the supermarket. We've got to
We're gonna be
remember
paying all
that
over the place.
all these people that are forcing Trump and pushing Trump into doing things can afford to triple the price of their tobacco or their toilet paper or their soaps or their food.
From your cup of coffee in the morning to
your
your pajamas, you go to bed at night. We don't have either. We don't have the capacity for coffee. We don't raise coffee here. A little bit in Hawaii.
I can see that Elon
and we
Musk
don't do
is quite
clothing
upset.
anymore. All that comes from
Elon
China.
Elon Musk is upset because he's now where Trump's put tariffs on fentanyl.
Oh,
so his costs go up there.
You know what Elon Musk needs to do?
I just need you to
Shut the fuck up. Go back to your Tesla. Go back to space exploration. Shit, do something. You ain't doing too good with opening your mouth. Yeah, he's taking a hit, baby. They're protesting Tesla dealerships all over the place.
He was on Newsmax and what I found, I picked up on what the reporter was saying to him, and not so much on what he was saying to the reporter. The reporter was saying to him, "How far are you going to go with this investigation with Trudeau?" This is not a question you ask him. You ask a president this question. You don't ask a hound dog that's working as a killer dog for the president. You don't ask him what he's going to do, how far you're going to go, and all those intimate questions. That's not his place. Who the fuck is this guy? And I think
he's the patsy, right? He's the guy that walks up to you while his buddy's picking your pocket from the backside.
Yeah,
he's the distraction.
The distraction. Yeah.
And a big
Look
one.
over
and
here.
a big one at that.
Pay no attention to the
you
man
realize
behind
also the amount of money he costs you, Musk. You're paying him $8 million a day in subsidies, which is a lot of money, $8 million a day. Yet all his stuff that he builds and the way he gets his stuff to one place to the other, and all the other companies in America that doesn't want to pay tax, they're the ones destroying the infrastructure. Yet you're paying to fix it. So you're paying through the back pocket. We don't realise it. Their trucks and their machinery destroys your roads and bridges, and you fix them. They don't. But they're doing the most of the damage. Your little cars don't do the damage their trucks do.
I'm looking forward to working in a factory making toilet paper for $3 a day.
Yeah. Yeah. And all the asswipe you can take.
Pretty freaking happy.
You got to take a shit. They provide the paper, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, ain't it a deal?
Great benefits.
Shut up and drink your vodka, comrade. That's what we're going to.
Yeah.
Hello, David. Hello, David. David? You're not lighting up, David.
Dave Robertson.
David Robinson. Are you shitting me? I've met the man. Several times. I'm going to send you back down, Dave. And, where'd he go? Shit.
You've sent him back down.
I sent him back down, and then, he got lost down there. Let me put out a big thank you to Nita Parker, who came in with a $10 donation and said, "John, I have been a proud Blue Dot family member for almost 8 years now. We have been fighting that motherfucker for the whole time." Whew! Thank you, General Brunifa. Well, thank you, baby. I got promoted. It's been a fight. Dorothy Tyndall, who, bless her heart, I hope you're not still in the hospital, but she might still be, had a heart attack. Memory thing came up on my Facebook, 8 years. This family has grown. And I sometimes it gets so Anyway, it's a bunch of mushy shit I was thinking, and y'all know what it means anyway. This family's gotten big, and it means a whole lot to not only me, but a whole lot in chainsaw wielding mongoose. Oh, where's that guy going to find a bunch of friends outside of here with that moniker? Just fucking with you, buddy. Just messing with you. But no, it is the family that we've grown here. And
you know, if I was a Supreme Court judge, I'd be quite worried by now, because the way they're treating the law and turning their noses up at the judge's orders, the Supreme Court's looking pretty unneeded at the moment, unless, you know, I think they may turn on Donnie. I think the Supreme Court may not give Donnie what he thinks he can get out of the Supreme Court.
The
way
court
he's
better be
treating the
damn
law.
well careful. If they give him too much power, well, why do you need a court?
They'll get rid. Yeah, he'll get rid of the court somehow.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
He'll do that, or just negate it. Just do what he's doing right now. Ignore the shit out of him.
You know, he's just.
Do they have courts? Do they have courts in North Korea?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What's that,
Sure.
Uncle Fatty?
Who's pulling the strings? You know, because he's just playing dumb. He is dumb. He's the fall guy too.
He's playing golf.
For the Heritage Foundation. You know,
I'll say he's not playing.
Yeah, he's the distraction. I mean, it's not so much him that's making any decisions. You know, let's not delude ourselves here, because yeah, he's not involved. He doesn't
It's
even know
the
what he's
powers
signing on
behind him, and that's what we all should worry about.
Well, yeah, he's got Elon. Where'd all the batteries for these Teslas come from? China. Who has 23 buildings, 23 factories in China? Oh, Elon.
Wow.
Where's all
Go
the
figure.
rare earth minerals? Greenland.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, why isn't Elon Musk building all this stuff in America? Yet he's loved by Trump, yet he's doing what Trump doesn't like, which is having his industry outside of America.
And notice how the Republicans are talking when they're doing their press releases, because it's all about, you know, I really believe, and I really think, and I really believe that it's going to come around, you know.
Yeah.
It's
It's going to be a minor setback, a little pain for the
In the
beautiful.
meantime,
Yeah.
That's legal jargon, so they can deny this shit later and say, well, you know, we
And we
thought it
can't
was
let
going
that
to.
happen.
And they know it's a bald-faced lie. They have no.
Have you
intention
seen?
They're already getting ready for
Scotland.
getting ready to take a. They know they're going to take a hit in the midterms.
They won't be
they're
midterms.
going to lose Congress in the midterms.
They're talking
There
about
won't be a midterm.
on 419. You know, we got another
That's
protest
his
on
plan.
Saturday, 419, and 420 is already looking like it's going to be sketchy with.
hey,
Come on, you know.
He will do something or anything to stop the midterms. He knows that the midterms are going to be disastrous. He will not somehow, as I said with these protests, Americans, you stood up, and even Denmark commented about the protests. It's fantastic, but Trump will somehow try to get some violence involved, like infiltrate your protests, create a violent situation, so he can get the National Guard
the
involved
danger
and
right
all that.
there. There's the danger, and I do believe that. I do believe that as we continue with this, and as the protests get louder and bigger, then there is going to be a false flag, an attempt to turn violent.
oh yeah,
which will give
Well, just
him
look into
the opportunity he wants.
conspiracy about martial law, 'cause it's scary as fucking, man. From what some of these old boys were talking about up here yesterday, and I'm telling you, these are the guys that are, you know, in the white nationalist churches, the real white nationalist churches. Okay, and they're gung ho, they're ready to go. I'm telling you, they've been ready to go for a few years, and you know,
And
I'm
that's
fucking
scary,
scared.
baby.
But
That's
I ain't
scary as
scared.
hell.
I ain't scared, but I am scared. You know, because these guys are.
Did you see what happened in Scotland?
Well, what?
With,
And every time we speak of that, what does that look like? What does?
I mean, the one conversation went like this. You know, this guy. You know, granted he was out there protesting Trump, but he starts trans bashing. You know, and I'm just like, you know, we don't have to poke each other in the eye just through every conversation. And he just goes, and he looks at me and he goes, "Man, I didn't." You know, and he's like, "Should I apologize?" Like, and I'm like, "Look," he's like, "It's just a way. It's the way he noticed at that moment in time, it's the way his brain was patterned. It was that cycle that automatically happens. And he was like, man, it took us about half an hour, but it came down to, you either want people to exist or you don't. Because if you're telling people to go back in the closet, you're telling people not to show their face in public, right? Because you're scared, because your fancy cush life feel like where a little bit of equality feels like oppression to you, then that's your problem.
Right.
If somebody's not hurting you physically, right? Physically, if somebody's not hurting you physically, then hey, you do you, boo-boo, right? This was the Republican theme of the late 90s and early 2000s, right? Because the Democrats we were straight hippies at that point in time.
Yeah.
So their whole thing, like, we can accept
Well, the
others.
farther you go back in time, that's what kills me about this, is what this war on DEI, which has now hit Annapolis, the Naval Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just getting outright ridiculous. But all DEI is all the things that and I say we because a lot of us in this family are of age. We just won't say what age that is, but we've been around a while. Yeah. And we were here during all of those fights that we had. It wasn't called DEI back there. It was called civil rights. It was called women's rights. It was called
and we got a third of the country right now, John,
racial
that doesn't think that women
equality.
have the right to vote. They want to take the women's right. They want women's rights to go away. I was on, I don't know how many panels this week, and all the red pillars, all the right-hand guys are absolute, take the woman's right to vote away.
They want control, period.
Indeed.
Straight up, guys.
Total
this is
control.
No joke. I mean, and the guys up here, I mean, they got, their women are on a tight leash, so to say. A bunch of them walking around with black eyes.
What state's that?
Up in North Idaho. Up in
Lord, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I see.
I got
up in that part of the world.
Yeah, I feel bad for Uncle Fatty because every time he says where he lives up in North Idaho, everybody goes, "Oh, okay." It's got a reputation, and it's a beautiful state.
Oh, it is. But
very diverse, very awesome and loving and beautiful and very inclusive, right? But you got this one little bad apple that's turned into like a few bad apples now. Dude, we got real estate agents advertising that this is the Great White Refuge.
Yes.
I'm not kidding.
Ain't that sad?
Not
there
one
is,
bit.
yes, that's the demographic they're trolling for.
They want to make Idaho a sovereign country. They want the sovereign state to become sovereign. Just think about the word sovereign.
Yeah.
Enough said, right? There's only one way that shit happens.
Yeah.
And
they want their own army. They already have it.
Nation, a sovereign nation. You know what that implies? You know what? There's only one way. And we're not going to let that happen because this is America and we don't put up for that shit. We abide by the laws and we hold other people accountable, whether we have to go.
That's what we're supposed to do. That's what that's what our whole system depends on, is our adherence to the laws of the nation. If you don't give a shit, well, then you fall into anarchy and just, fuck the law. That we can't let that happen. David, are you in here? David? Oh, David, you're not coming in, buddy. You're not lighting up. I hope Sally's doing well. I know you went to the protest, but you're not lighting up, buddy. I can't hear you.
John, did you see what happened in Scotland with Trump and his latest?
No.
Well, some people simply tagged a wall. They just tagged it at his golf course, and a farmer that owns land near his golf course on his tractor carved out in his field a sign that you can see from the sky, Trump is trash or something like that. And Trump got very upset. So he complained not to the police. He didn't go to the police. He went straight to the government and complained that he's being terrorized by terrorists. This is his word. Terrorized by terrorists, and he cannot run his golf course because of these terrorists. So I want you to do something about it. He's demanding the Scottish government.
Everybody's a
police.
terrorist to him. Everybody's
So
a terrorist.
anyhow,
We're all
one
terrorists
guy's
to
been
him.
arrested. One guy's been arrested, and when he went to the court,
Right.
he was cheered. He was cheered. He was like a hero.
Good.
So the people in Scotland have made their point very clear.
I think
But
that Scotland stood up to him before. You know.
Oh yes,
He's not a very well-liked individual. He's not well-liked no matter where he goes. You know, the only people that like him are people who are trying to kiss his ass because he's president now.
You need to throw him out of Scotland. Tell him, Yankee, go home.
He keeps it up, he'll be, you know, I wouldn't, you know, it's pitiful when, I had a train of thought that when somebody like Canada retaliate or puts retaliatory tariffs on us or something, and you go, yeah, fuck yeah, hit us where we need to be hit. You're rooting for the other side just because our guy's being a dick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Crickets.
The prime minister from Denmark, was very emotional in her speech on TV the other day. She said, "Mr. Trump, we've stood by America for years. We've backed you through every military action. We've supported you through every political action, and you do this and turn on us." And that was her words. She was
for 74
very upset.
years.
And,
NATO,
obviously you've seen the same report. Yep.
And he's turning his back on that. He is, you know, that's what we keep on saying. He is trying to destroy our system of government. He's trying to divide our society. He's trying to hurt Ukraine as much as he can to help Russia. You know, it's the handwriting's on the freaking wall. How much he loves Trump. I mean, how much he loves Putin. And everything he is doing is hurting America. It makes us weaker. It makes us weaker on the world stage. It makes us weaker at home.
Well, you know what'll make us a little stronger?
Yeah.
You smack that like button, ring that bell, and share this shit.
There you
Get that Discord. Get on into the Discord. Any of our friends over in Denmark, if you need a good carpenter, hit me up on the Discord. I could be there maybe in about 2 or 3 days.
There you go.
And
got your own tools.
Hit that thumb button, guys. Hit the thumb button.
I didn't get Dave in here. I guess Dave, we're having trouble with Dave's audio. Father Goose, are you in here?
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Hey.
Pretty damn good. How are you doing?
Hanging in there. It's another day. You know.
Yep.
Pretty nice day.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's a lot colder up here. You have a.
Oh no, it got cold. I woke up this morning. It was 51 degrees here. Now I know some of y'all are chuckling, but 51 down here is damn well cold.
That's springtime. Yeah, that's shorts weather for me.
Anyway, what do you think, Father Goose?
Well, I think I'm pretty damn confused. Like I have I mean, like Michigan is like a swing state, but like I have a friend, and I just found out he's a Trump supporter, and
God.
Like
sorry about that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
hope he survives. You know, that's what you feel like when you find out somebody's oh Lord, he's afflicted, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said, and I was just, I mean, it's like he gets SNAP benefits, and like, so I kind of went on a rant, and he was just like, whoa, I don't know about that. Oh, I didn't know about that. And as I went on and on, he didn't know about most of the shit I was talking about. He's like, what's Project 2025? I was like,
that's what he meant.
Yeah,
common
but
theme.
Donald said he had nothing to do with that. He already said that. Like, it's on tape. Like, he said he doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, don't
Well,
know
he's
anything
telling
about
the
it.
truth, obviously. He doesn't
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
No, the arguments and the cattails these guys will run around to simp for this man, to carry water for this man, right? Anything, they will twist their minds to make it to where it just can't happen. There's no possible way that he's ever done anything wrong.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, they squared the circle no matter what. Yeah, I don't know
It's
where I stole
420,
that
Rebecca.
from, but
Yeah.
they squared the circle all the time, and they will. Oh,
And make that square smaller and smaller. You know, the tactics, man. Just watch out for the tactics. That's all I can say, because
gold
rolling.
medalists in the mental Olympics. Yeah, no, they're like.
I mean, it's like dealing with an addict.
insane.
I've said this before. I mean, it's straight up addict and cult mentality, where as soon as you're pushed on your boundary, it's immediate denial, and then it's fight or flight, and it's always fight, right? So then the excuses come, right? And then you start
Yep.
rationalizing and justifying and coming up with delusions of grandeur. Now the whole world's against you. And,
Yeah.
you know, next thing you know, it's a week later and you're still using and you're still high as hell. And you're now living your own delusion. And the more you lie, the more you have to live the lie. You know, and this is easy psychology, you know, when it comes down to looking at it. But
Basically.
you know, I got to say it for the left too. You know, we are in an echo chamber. It is good to get on to Fox and you know, force yourself to watch a few of those. Get onto the TikTok, get onto the X. You know, I love getting onto Grok and using Elon's machine on X, right, to search for things like what is fascism and how does it apply to the Donald Trump regime.
You know, right before
But any AI day it is, right? But you'll come up with stuff on that thing, man, it's worth looking into. You know, be prepared.
Did you see the Obama interview? When Obama said in his interview last week,
Great.
he says, "Imagine if I have done any of this."
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, the right would have went ape over it. They would have impeached him. It would have been, you know, it's lost on it. You know, the whole Republican Party is
I don't
capitulated
understand our
itself.
Republican representatives that as this stuff happens, they're supposed to know how this stuff is supposed to be run. Okay.
I think a lot of them are lost in the fog too, though, right? You see them at these.
You know, I have to have a little bit of hope that's going to, how much, you got to think, how much are these Republican congressmen and senators going to be able to stand in their home states when shit is hitting the fan? When their constituents are calling their phone, you know, 24/7, bitching about the cost of everything. The people that are going to lose their jobs, their income.
The last time we had tariffs like this, right? They lasted for 2.5, 3 years. And we had all Democratic leadership for the next 40 years.
Yeah. And that's being talked out about a lot, starting with the midterms. That the Republicans have shot themselves in the foot as far as elections go, and it's going to turn Democrat for a while. And let's hope so, but hopes don't get you shit. It's got to be, you know, again, we always stress here, always be checking your voter registration. Make sure you're up to date, especially if there's an election coming up in your area. Just make sure you're ready, because they are going to try to purge the damn rolls as much as they can, and they're going to continue to do it. And we have to be on top of that. Hey, let me throw in, I want to thank Tinker, who came in with a $2 donation and gave a thumbs up. Thank you, Tinker. I appreciate it tremendously. And anyway, it's almost 7.
You see,
I
Hertz
have to be on the road
announced,
here a little while. Huh?
Hertz have just announced yesterday that they are pissed. They have just lost. Hertz lost $2.9 billion. They invested $4.5 billion in buying 100,000 Teslas electric for their franchises. So they've done that, and now they've decided to move them on. Because no one wants to rent them. No one's hiring them. They're sitting there losing money. They're trying to sell them, and they've been evaluated as they're being worth only $1.5 billion. They've lost just on Tesla.
I love it.
$3 billion just from buying
That's
Teslas.
down. It's up in smoke.
Down.
I feel bad for the man. He probably ain't got but about $5 or $6, $10 billion to rub together anymore. Fuck him. I don't give a shit how much money that man loses. But it
That's
is.
beautiful.
You know, it hurts as an American company. They took a gamble. You know,
Oh yeah.
they probably made that investment before Elon Musk
Oh,
became the
shit.
turd he is when he was just doing space and Tesla. You know, now he doesn't come into, you know, the government, and there you go.
I love.
You know, I still can't get over the fact he was at the CIA. What the fuck was he
Oh,
doing at
yeah.
the CIA?
Didn't need
That
to
bothers
be
the
there.
shit out of me. What's he
He's a
doing?
danger intelligence.
But he's going to be gone because he's getting bad publicity, you know, for Donnie, and
More
you
so
know how
for
Donnie
him,
feels
so.
about that. Plus, he opened his mouth at some foreign forum. I can't remember what it was, but he was bad mouthing the tariffs. You know, well,
Oh, that's smart.
yeah. So you know, it's not going to be long before he's probably going to be. It'll be claimed because he has to go back to his companies to save Tesla or whatever. I don't know, some bullshit.
And
But
me.
it's gonna be because if he stays, he has to report his fucking businesses in a lot of shit.
No,
So,
Elon was
yeah.
never a member of the Heritage Foundation. Elon was never associated with Heritage. Okay, he snuck in when Bannon was in prison. Okay, he's kind of a wild card when it comes to all this.
He's a
because-
white ant, mate. He's a
Yeah.
white ant.
And, yes, and he's an agent, straight up. I mean, he's with Orban, right? He's the one that brought Orban over to speak at the Republican National Convention, and the
Think of that.
inauguration. Orban.
If you
Straight up.
don't know where Donnie's leading, take a look at where he's leading you.
So,
He is.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, he is
Yeah,
trying
but
to weaken this
Patty-
country as much as he can. You know,
you know,
For what
Patty,
end?
He knows about the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group are the big bullies behind most of this. And that's obviously all the billionaires, the big billionaires, trying to run the world. And they start with America. But Musk would be
Yep,
close
the
to that
Heritage
group.
guys right, the Heritage they're like the rivals of these guys now, and that's what's going on. Is Elon's losing money? You know, he wants Greenland for the batteries, and he wants the canal, right, for the shipping lanes, and that way he's got pretty much control of all the shipping worldwide.
Well, he's got. Did you see Trump's put troops in there? It's somewhere in Panama or something. You've got land, but you must still own land in Panama somewhere because Trump has put last week. You had troops playing war games in Panama somewhere. This is to intimidate China. The news is saying it's to intimidate China. No, I think it's to intimidate Panama.
Panama.
But
Yeah.
Taiwan's surrounded right now too.
Mm-mm.
and with all this shit going on that Trump's doing in America, like we're all talking about tariffs, this is the shit he's doing in the background, putting troops here and there, upsetting Iran, trying to create mayhem throughout the world.
He's doing the same thing he did the last time he was. He's going all around Europe and the world, kicking everybody in the shins, pissing everybody off. That's exactly what he did last time. Except this
Yeah, he
time
sent
he's a little bit
the
more
blonde gal
serious about it.
Yeah, you let the blonde gal go out there, and she gets to talk pretty in front of the camera, and in the meantime, you don't see what's going on behind it.
Put the pretty dumb bleached blonde out there. She'll sell it.
Oh, look, it's
That's
7
what
o'clock.
it is.
It's 7 o'clock. I got to go. And before I go,
You gotta go, John.
I do. I hate having to call the show early tonight, but I do. I have to drive all the way across the county to pick up my son, and can't get around that. And but before we leave, I want you to notice that we have some new graphics there. We had new graphics at the beginning too. Travis redid the graphics there a little bit.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Look at that. Yeah. And as I understand it, if you are a Patreon member now, you should be able to go on to Patreon, and there will be outtakes, baby. Plenty of them. And some of them are quite entertaining. You know,
All right.
some of them I'm on a roll, baby, and it's just, and then just
know what I'm doing
flub it
now.
up. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, those are on our Patreon page for our Patreon members to enjoy. So y'all check that out. Anyway, Father Goose,
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
indeed, anytime, come on by. Table's always open, buddy. Anyway, Uncle Fatty,
Always good to hear from all you guys.
always
As usual.
appreciate you when you come in the room, buddy. Always. You always bring
we
something
got
to the table, brother.
14 inches of snow on Wednesday, and Friday afternoon it was 72 degrees.
I'll pray for
Oh
you.
my God.
I'll pray for you. You're loving it. I know that. You're loving it.
That was that same storm that turned into tornadoes. So I
I'd
don't
be
like
inside next to the fireplace looking out that big window going, doesn't that look pretty? That's all. That's as far as I'd be going, too.
Being under
Anyway.
35, that's down to tropical.
Boy, howdy shit. Well, enjoy the shit out of it, Fatty.
Be prepared. Catch you guys through the week here and on the Discord and whatnot. And
We'll be
Man,
back
just
here
be
Tuesday.
prepared.
Ain't no telling what's going to happen tomorrow. The markets
Oh,
are going to
yeah.
crash. You know they are.
By then.
Yeah, futures are already down. It's going to be a wild ride tomorrow. Anyway,
yep.
Fatty,
Stay
take
strong.
care of yourself. And
guys
Dave,
Yo, mate.
always appreciate it when you
just
come by.
Cool, mate. I'm happy to pop past and see the light on. And if the front door's open, and you call me in, I'll be there. But
We're here.
I just want to say one finishing thing. Good night, Mitchy Chicken. You know that Lincoln and Kennedy were nowhere near as bad as Trump and now assassinated. Yet Trump walks around free.
Yeah.
Amazing. But America, it's not just your problem anymore. It's now become
No, it's
a
the
massive
world's
world problem. Yep.
Yeah.
So
We're
good
going
night.
to see how the world reacts, baby. And it ain't going to be pretty. Dave, take care of yourself.
Well, I
right,
just
brother.
look. Let me just on that comment you just made there, John. I think you're going to start to see, just because you made that comment, I'm going to say you're going to start to see, I think, more international people being drawn to these American podcasts. I think we'll see more international names come up, and I think all the others will too.
This table is open to anybody that wants to come in. And I know I don't get everybody up that has their hand up all the time, but we get too many people in the room, and it gets to be quite a problem. So
Good night,
trying
mate.
to
Good night,
limit
Mitch and
that.
Chick.
Miss Chick is gone. I don't know what happened. Unless it's another power. She had some power issues up there. They've been losing power up there. She went like a couple of days
Man
without
overboard.
electricity. Yeah. So
Man
I don't know.
overboard. Man
She was there, and
overboard.
then all of a
Yep.
sudden she wasn't. So maybe she lost power again. But she's yeah, she's probably well taken care of. I'm sure. I'm hoping anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Dave,
Don't
take care of
panic.
yourself.
She's all right.
And Juanita,
I will.
Good night,
Thank-
Gracie.
good night, darling. I appreciate you coming in.
Okay.
I'm
I've been
flustered.
watching you forever, but
Have you?
I
I'm
just
sorry.
yeah,
Sorry
we've
you've
been
had to put
watching
up with
for a
that.
long time, but it's just I finally said, you know what, I want to try to get on there and say something. So
I encourage anybody that is listening. Discord, you can follow. You can go to bluedotintexas.com. The link there for the Discord app, which is totally free, and follow the instructions on that. And you can come in. We had
And
a
it was
big turnout
easy.
in the audience tonight in Discord. Happy to see that, and I'm seeing names I haven't seen before. So yeah.
that's great. That's great.
The table is always open, baby. The conversation goes wherever this family takes it. I always say my rants are my rants. That's my opinion. That's my 2 cents. I spit them out there. But this is a family meeting, baby. And
Yeah.
so yeah, come
well,
join
all right.
the family.
Well,
Bring
another
a cup of
good
coffee,
night.
a shot of whiskey, whatever it is. Your pipe.
Yeah, we always laugh when we're watching you with the beer and bud deal. We get a kick out of you when you're
I have to be careful on that. TikTok won't let me. TikTok's been screwing me over though. Yeah, I don't know what
Really?
they're doing. They're throttling me, I think, or something, whatever. But yeah, I can't do that on TikTok. They won't let you do beer and bud.
really
Yeah, but
okay.
everybody else does. But
See you Tuesday.
Anyway. All right, baby. We'll be back here on Tuesday. And to everybody else, thank
Oh.
you so much for coming in. And again, I apologize for making it a short evening. But yep, life gets in the way sometimes. Until Tuesday, baby, pay attention to what's going on. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of fireworks tomorrow, so we'll have plenty to talk about on Tuesday.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
So until then, with all the shit that's going to be hitting the fan, my advice has always been find a reason tomorrow to smile and give that shit away to somebody else. It'll make your day. It'll make their day. Everybody walks away a happy guy. Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all say goodnight.
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good
Drive
night,
safe,
everybody. We'll see you again on Tuesday.